Every artwork needs a 1-inch border. So go ahead and buckle in. You gotta learn how to use this ruler. Some of the rulers have a 0 inside the ruler. So you don't start at the edge of the ruler, you start at the 0. So that means lining up the 0 with the ruler, with the edge of the paper, and measuring 1 inch. So the 1 inch is this one right here with the long line. So the way you do a dash is you extend the line like this, okay? We also have the wooden rulers where the 0 might not be inside the ruler. Okay? So, thanks for waiting, I'm back. The 0 is right at that line right here. Right at that line. And the 1 is right after the 1. So if you look at the paper, you start at the first line is 0. The 1 is right after the 1. See that long line? These rulers have different measurements. So we're talking metrics, okay? So to find the inch, just look for the 0. And then your standard inch is about the length of your finger from here to here. See that? From there to there, excuse me. That's an inch, by the way. So let's line up the 0 and see if it lines up with our dash. It does. So they all work. Just make sure this is not an inch. The width of the ruler is not an inch, it's more than an inch. So for some reason, the manufacturers for the rulers did not make this an inch. It's more than an inch, okay? So if I line up my ruler like this and go like this, look how it's 1.25 inches. We don't want 1.25 inches. You gotta use the ruler the right way. So line up your ruler, put a dash. All right, so where I put the dashes does not matter. You just need to connect the dots, and you wanna be able to connect the dots. So when I line up these dashes here, they look like dashes instead of dots, but they're dots. You're drawing very lightly to line them up. Make sure you're at 1 inch. You can go ahead and remeasure if you need to. So we're gonna turn the paper. You're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab a different ruler. I like the clear ruler. Not everyone has an opportunity to use the clear ruler. That's okay. We line up the 0, add your dash. I say at least 3 dashes, and then you connect the dashes. So line up your ruler, lightly draw your 1 inch border. All right, now we're gonna use this ruler, just so you see that it works. They all work, so find the inch. That's gonna say German. So we are gonna line up our 0 and put a dash. Line up our 0 and put a dash. Line up our 0. It doesn't matter where you put these dashes. You just need one at the top of the square and one close to the bottom of the square. We are working with a square here. Now you're going to line up your ruler with the dashes. See that? And then draw very lightly. Please take your time on this. Everybody needs to learn how to use a ruler. I'm gonna go back to my clear ruler because it's my favorite. We got centimeters on this side. That's not an inch. This says inch, I-N-C-H. Not all of them will say an inch. If you are confused on your ruler where the inch is, ask someone next to you or across from you, and if they don't know, then ask your teacher. But usually there's someone at your table that knows where to find the inch. Okay, So we now have a 1-inch border that we will leave white. We'll go ahead and make sure that we erase our lines that if they go into the corner. All right, that's the last time you really need a ruler unless you want to use it to create your geometric shapes inside of your composition. Keep everything inside this contained square, which now measures, I'm going to get my ruler to measure it. It should be 10 by 10. You now have a 10 by 10 area to work in.